All right, city leaders say they're doing everything they can to prepare for what's ahead. Several departments outline their preparations for the incoming storm. But Knoxville Mayor India Kincannon says the city has a high level of confidence, and we've been hearing this from our storm team as well, that ice will be the biggest concern for the Knoxville area. Now, with the threat of ice, the city is urging people to stay off the road, saying it is the safest option for both the public and first responders. Officials warn ice storms can cause downed trees, power outages, even roof collapses. The Knox County Emergency Management Agency is encouraging everyone to update those emergency kits now with enough food, water, and supplies to last a couple of days. They also recommend keeping devices charged and having extra clothing, warm blankets, and flashlights on hand. Knoxville police want everyone to stay aware of the possible impacts this weekend.
We could see a really wide variance and impacts in different parts of the community. There could be parts of the city that are impacted much more heavily than others. So it might be fine at your house, but in other parts of the community it might be a lot worse. So really important to check on your friends and neighbors and understand that before you go out and hit the roads.
Now, all local agencies emphasize they have the equipment and staffing ready to respond for what's to come. Well, as this winter storm closes in, Governor Lee is reminding Tennesseans that we are under a state of emergency because of the weather, and this covers all 95 of Tennessee's counties. Today, the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency held a statewide weather briefing from Nashville. There, county leaders and emergency response leaders took part. Now, the governor adds the state is working with local and federal agencies to prepare their response to this winter storm, but he also says Tennesseans need to do their part to be prepared as well.
We're asking Tennesseans to stay home and to stay off the roads so the trucks can keep the roads clear for those who have to be out there for our emergency responders and such. But, you know, just have a plan. If you're a Tennessean, you know this is coming.
And as we get ready for tomorrow, the state is offering this winter storm checklist. First, charge your phone, right? Charge your tablet. Have flashlights ready with working batteries. Also have extra water for drinking as well as cooking. Have a week's worth of food and medicine on hand. And, you know, this includes non-perishable food as well as a manual can opener, something we don't think about until we need one. Also, it's a good idea to park cars away from trees. Meanwhile, the Tennessee National Guard has some heavy-duty equipment on standby for the weekend. A spokesperson for the Guard says they've spent the week preparing in case they need to respond. Right now, they are currently pre-positioning equipment and Humvees. The Guard also has Black Hawk helicopters with rescue equipment ready to go for any emergency. And with Governor Lee declaring a state of emergency and TDOT preparing the roads, the Tennessee Valley Authority says it is not expecting many outages or rolling blackouts. You know, they spent last summer cutting down trees that could fall on power lines. They've also spent billions of dollars on upgrades over the past couple of years, includes, well, adding 2,000 more megawatts, a new gas plant, and 10 new units.
Those units are very important because they can go from zero power to full power in less than 5 minutes. So if there was an issue and we needed additional power, we can call on those immediately.
And you know, we did check with KUB, the Knoxville Utility Board. It says it is fully prepared for potential power outages. It also says it has 80 crews on standby and positioned on site. Trucks are reportedly being staged at KUB's Transportation Department today, fully stocked with snow chains, tools, chainsaws, and enough food and water to keep those crews safe and fed out in the field. The board says safety is a top priority and encourages customers to prepare at home in case of any power outage.
It's always wise to think ahead about supplies for food, water, flashlights, extra batteries, having your phone charged the night before to make sure that you could start off with a full charge on devices like that. There's a lot of information on our website. We're sharing information on social media as well.
You know, KUB posts this outage information online, including when it believes it will get power back on in case it does go out. And we're going to also be monitoring those outages throughout our viewing area on air and online, so we'll keep you posted. All right, next on the 7, we're looking at other counties in our area as they prepare for some wintry weather. Like everyone right now, Morgan County is continuing its preparations for this weekend's weather. Road crews there focused on treating roads early, with ice being their biggest concern. Morgan County road crews are pre-treating asphalt roads as temperatures drop. County maintains about 500 miles of roadway, with crews split into service zones to respond quickly if conditions change. Crews there have spent the afternoon mixing that salt brine to get ready to treat the roads before the threat of ice on Saturday.
It seems like the forecast is changing every 15 minutes with new models coming out. I'm sure it's driving the weather people crazy trying to predict it, but the only option we really have, be as ready for it as we can be. Let's wait and see what happens.
There you go. Morgan County residents can access road updates from the Morgan County Highway Department's website. And for more information on that, it will be posted at wate.com. Got a lot of information for you there. Also, City of Gatlinburg preparing for the winter weather. City says it has plenty of salt, along with 7 trucks that are equipped with plows and salt spreaders to begin clearing city streets if needed. Street Department and police also have chainsaws to cut down trees. Meanwhile, the city of Crossville has mapped out its plan to respond to the winter weather, dividing the city into 6 parts. You can see the different colors here, one for each of the city's trucks now in Crossville. Crews will begin pre-treating roads tomorrow morning, and they will stay out on those roads throughout the weekend. All right, looking at travel amid tomorrow's weather, travel impacts don't just include getting out on the roads. This winter weather also, of course, going to impact air travel as well. McGhee Tyson Airport has been keeping an eye on the forecast. The airport plans to pre-treat the runways, sidewalks, the roads there at the airport in an effort to keep the planes flying and travelers safe. However, at the end of the day, we're told the decision to delay or cancel a flight is up to the airline. Now, McGhee Tyson tells us that today was particularly busy at the airport because some people were just wanting to get out of town, get out ahead of that winter weather. This included one Knoxville woman we spoke with.
We were not supposed to leave Knoxville until Sunday afternoon, and we've ended up having to book 2 days ahead to get out ahead of the storms because we're meeting a cruise ship at Cape Canaveral. And in order to do that and know that we could make it, since we're having to fly through Charlotte, we're having to leave early.
Now, McGhee Tyson recommends rebooking your flight if you can to avoid those winter storm impacts. For our final Big 7 story for you, generators can be a useful tool in the case of some stormy weather and winter weather. And a small engine repair shop here in Knoxville says it has seen people coming in from really all over to make sure their generators are ready for this weekend. Shop owner Jeremy Calnan, or JC, says many of his clients' generators are suffering from disuse. JC says to fix it, he has to remove the carburetor from the generator, break it down, clean it, and then put it back together. He then flushes the fuel system out before checking the spark plugs and the oil levels, but he says the job doesn't stop there.
If I got to be here 20 hours, like I have been, I'll do it until every generator's out and then be on standby for that. But you know, doing the right thing doesn't cost anybody anything, and I think that we need to get back to that.
You know, JC says he has fixed generators that haven't been used for as long as 9 years. He says he wants to help as many people keep the lights on as he possibly can.